doesn't happen that often. It's just funny that it happened the first day of class. The computer overheats or something. I don't know. I probably should get it looked at, but I'm too lazy. I've figured out ways to deal with it. I usually have it up on a like this on an incline so that it has air. Okay, there we go. Now we're back. Are we back? Close enough? That's good. Oh, look, there I am. Where's my, there it is, syllabus. Okay, so that's not what I want to see. Just a sec, let's try again. That's better. Okay, one more thing, and then I'll be back on track. So my apologies. Got to get the syllabus back. There it is. What is this? Is this it? It's just going to open right up? It looks like it is. Okay. Okay, so how are we getting the little dot, dot, dot? Okay, while we're waiting, let me mention, oh, here it comes. Okay, so we'll just do this then. Okay, so we've dealt with that. I know this is boring, but I learned recently that not all of my faculty colleagues do this, and I think it's important that you hear all of you. You know, we're required to go over this stuff with you, so you're going to hear it from someone, you'll hear it from me. And you've probably heard it from someone else, but let's do it. Accessibility services, we provide equal access to all educational and programmatic activities according to the various legal frameworks that we have to deal with. And so in order to help us to, or help you or whatever it is, you can access the accessibility services. And this includes both physical as well as mental, emotional, or whatever, different things that are getting in your way. Basically, this is just that we don't want anything to get in the way of you achieving your goals and learning. So that's what this is about. Please do access those. I have links on the syllabus, but if you're familiar with this, you know probably what to do. Titles 6, 7, and 9. I don't know what happened to Title 8, but apparently it's not as important as the other 3. So basically, these are federal mandates to not discriminate on the basis of the things that you would expect us not to discriminate on. Basically, to live out our call to be Christians and to love all people. But we've got this sort of codified now in these titles, and so I need to let you know about this. We do have a Title IX office, civil rights office, and if you feel that you need help in navigating maybe issues of discrimination, please do access that criminal or that civil rights office. And if you need help finding it, you can ask me, or you can ask someone if it's about me. You can go to my dean or my department chair. But there's a reporting form you can link to here. And by the way, I'll just list this off that we do not discriminate on the basis of race, color, sex, national origin, age, disability, or military service. Anyway, just be aware. Oh, one other thing regarding, here, I guess that's here. So the Title IX reporting and confidentiality policy, essentially, what this whole thing says is that I am a mandatory reporter. Your professors are mandatory reporters. There are a few people on campus that are not mandatory reporters. And if you don't know what that phrase means, let me explain. So if you write an essay about some sexual abuse that you have experienced, let's just say, then the professor that reads that essay is required by law to investigate and to report if it's, if you're writing about something that happened on campus, whatever. We're required by law to, so just, I was talking with another colleague and they said that they sometimes get these uncomfortable, like, these are my, usually this doesn't happen in here, but just want to be aware of that. We do have people that are non-mandatory reporters, people like the counseling services, spiritual life, there are some faculty members that are non-faculty or non-mandatory reporters because of their positions in the Church of the Nazarene. You can seek those people out if you need to have, talk about issues that you don't want to go to the police. But I have to report. So that's what that's all about. Okay, at the bottom, I have a truncated version of the final exam schedule because I realize that not all of your professors know when their finals are. I know that sounds ridiculous, but my experience has been that sometimes a student will say, I have a final at the same time as your final. And I say, no, you don't. And then we go and we look at the final exam schedule and we find out, oh no, your final is after mine and your professor just had the wrong time on their syllabus. So here's the official final exam schedule. It doesn't have Friday because Friday there's days that, if you need Friday, I can help you find it. And I left off the evening stuff. I wanted to make it small enough that you could look at it with a microscope on this cardstock. But our class, we meet at 7:50 Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So here's our final exam period is 7:50. So yeah, another thing that you'll be doing with those 4 weeks between the last exam and final is there are a few final exam days, so you'll be taking other finals. So for example, we don't meet this day. Do that. All right, I guess that's the end of the syllabus. That took a long time. I guess I dropped the ball here with this. But are there other questions, concerns, fears, worries? All right, let's do this. One last thing, and then we'll get to some quasi-lesson type stuff, is I wanted to show you this. I mentioned that I'm recording. Where is it? Is this where it is? Okay, so there's various places that you can find help. I have homework help videos that I'll add to. We'll talk about that maybe on Monday after we do the first homework assignment. Class videos, though. When you click on class videos, you will find this amazing repository of all of my classes. And here, so there's from the fall. I'll get some cool, I didn't get a cool little thing for this, but yeah, it goes to my YouTube channel. And I found out that this is a different, so this is a, like I have my personal YouTube channel, and then I had to apply for a influencer account. So this is my influencer account. So anyway, yeah, I'm a YouTube influencer. I'm also apparently a Instagram influencer as well, because I have 2 accounts there. But anyway, so stats, here's day 1, the first half, and then the second half is here. So you can relive the magic if you want to, but you can go here and hopefully I'll eventually get something like this, so you'll be able to say, hey, there it is, and you'll know what it is that we talked about. You can find what we want. Yes?
Are you back to posting daily tie pictures?
No, that's all done. Sorry. Yeah, that was my influencer account that Elizabeth is referring to, but it still exists, so you can go and look through the archive if you really want to. But no, there's only so many times I can post about this tie, and I only have so many ties to go through. So anyway, there it is. Yeah, so you know where to go. Okay, so let's do something else. Do we want to do this now? Yes, we'll do this. This is more fun than, let's see. There it is. Yeah, this is more fun. Okay, so I was talking with my mother-in-law some years ago, and she held that there were more babies born during full moons than during other times of the month. So full moons, that's when you want to be, that the neonatal unit would be chock full of babies. And her evidence was that she was a nurse in the 70s, and she worked in a neonatal unit, and they had lots of babies during full moons. And I was like, that just doesn't sound right. And so this is a perfect example of something that I could explore using statistics. I could download the data. I could find the data and download it. And I actually did. I put a little report together for her. By the way, these are my 2 grandsons. So Ari was born in the summer of 2023, and Larkin was born in 2024. So hopefully we'll just keep accumulating babies on here. But neither of them. So when these babies were coming due, my mother-in-law, even after I had presented my data to her, she said, "Well, you know, there's a full moon, so probably this baby's going to be born." Well, here's the exact dates. The Ari was born during the waning crescent moon, so that's what it looked like there. So pretty far from a full moon. And then Larkin, it was a waxing gibbous moon. So that's about what the moon would have looked like. Now, like I said, I did download the data and I presented my my report to her. There was no difference. No difference between full moon, new moon. Babies don't care what the moon looks like. They're going to come when they come. But I did find something interesting in the data. I downloaded data from the CDC website on births from 1969, I think, to 2000. It was a pretty large span. And here's what I found. And you'll be able to see this pretty quickly. I just put this into a graph. And this is the average number of babies born based on the day of the week. So notice, do you see anything interesting here? Yeah, I guess Tuesday is a pretty popular day, but there are some pretty unpopular days. Sunday and Saturday are definitely low. And this dates back. You can see this in the data, these little spikes. Like you have, you know, Sunday low, and then it goes up, and then Saturday low again. And so all the way through the 1960s, 70s, 80s, 90s. And you know why this is probably, or you can probably guess, is that doctors don't want to schedule, like if you're going to schedule a birth, like, you know, we're going to induce you, so we're going to schedule it for a Tuesday or something. You're not going to schedule it for a Saturday because you have a golf game that you're going to play on Saturday. And so, so I just found that to be interesting. I don't know what this would look like for like an underdeveloped or like a different country, let's just say, if we didn't have this sort of thing. But I just thought this was interesting that you might have some question, like, is this really true? I remember, you know, that I've had various pastors who just are like, they know they're going to get an email from me after their sermon because you know, and like I'll email them and they'll say, I knew you were going to ask me about that. Like they'll have some statistic and I'll say, could you give me the source for that? You know, like, because it's interesting. So statistics can help you understand the world around you. You can understand misconceptions like this one. And so that's sort of one of my goals. Let me just see, what am I looking at here? Oh, yeah, this is more important than, yeah, let's skip that. So how to ace statistics. Oh, yeah, we're not going to, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to modify the homework for Monday. I'll tell you what to do because we're running out of time. So how to ace statistics. What do you want to do? You want to come to class every day. Don't skip. And by the way, this is based on statistics as well. Based on my experience of teaching this class for the past 28 years, I honestly don't know how many times I've taught this. I should figure it out. I did figure out that in 2021, I taught my 5,000th student. So I've been keeping track. So based on past statistics, come to class every day. People who skip are the ones who do poorly in statistics. And if you have to skip, maybe you're on the foosball team, as I mentioned, or some other team, and you're going to miss, just be very judicious about when you missed and communicate. Come talk to me. Do the homework before coming to class. Don't wait until after class to do the homework. And I realize that you might be tempted to say, well, it's only 2% off, whatever. Yeah, but if you do it before, you're going to do better on the quiz, for example. The quiz will always be based on the homework. If you find something that we didn't cover, just read. You can look up the information in the textbook, or better yet, on the homework site, you can click the little link that says more instruction, and it will give you the important pages. Make friends. So I learned your names, and I honestly have forgotten them already. But I will learn them again on Monday. And as I'm learning those names, identify people that you can study with. I'd say that's probably, I should put that at the top. Number one, make friends, study together, do your homework together. It's totally fine. You're not cheating, at least not in this class. I mean, some classes might be required to do your homework different. Flunk a few quizzes, it's okay. You might say, how is this going to help me ace statistics? Well, the way it helps you is that if you flunk a few quizzes, you're going to learn that material. You get a quiz and you're like, I don't know, I'll try, and you get it wrong, and you get it back the next day, and you're like, I got it wrong. But don't just throw it away. Look it over, understand what you did wrong. So I guess I left off that part here, but when you do flunk a few quizzes, learn from your mistakes. That's how you learn. You learn when you make mistakes. Try not to flunk more than half of them, though, because that's when we get into problems with acing statistics, because 20% of your grade is the quizzes. Study for the exams. Use my study guides. I give you basically, I'm telling you what's going to be on the exam. So use that stuff and come see me. Do the projects on time. Don't delay, because you'll lose points if you delay, and it's easier if you do. And then finally, do talk to me. Please do talk to me. Let me know how you're doing. All right, well, we have about 4 more minutes, so all I have time for is the statistics you can use. This is a recurring thing that I like to do, is I find statistics that will help you, and I share them with you. So in this particular episode or installment of statistics you can use, I have this to share with you. This is a paper that came out in 2012. I know it's a little dated, but it's so good. Mathematics and anxiety, separating the math from the anxiety. And some of you might be math anxious people. You know who you are. So they took these subjects, these people who were divided into 2 groups. Some groups who said that they were highly anxious about mathematics and learning math, and some who were not highly anxious about learning math. Now, I know that fMRI research has gotten a bad, people have discovered it's not all it's cracked out to be. But I thought this was fascinating enough to share with you anyway. What they did was they threw these people into fMRI machines, and they took pictures of their brains while they were solving math problems. And as you might guess, the people who were more math anxious felt more pain while solving math problems. Now, here's the important thing to note, though. It is not the solving of the problems that caused them the pain. It was that in anticipating solving problems, it was the gaps between knowing that they were about to solve a math problem to solving it. It was in that gap that the portion of the brain that is the pain center was lighting up in these people. So if you are math anxious, I need to remind you, I just tell you again, do your homework and do it early. The sooner you do it, the better, because the longer you wait, the more pain you're gonna endure. Okay, so homework for Monday, just get on Newton. Get your account set up. If you want to do that first assignment, fine, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change things around on Moodle so that next week there are just 2 assignments. The first one will be due on Wednesday, and then the second on Friday. So just so you know, I'm gonna push things down just a little bit, but your assignment is to get yourself set up with Newton, and if you're stuck or can't figure it out, come see me. Otherwise, have a great weekend. It's great to start on a Friday because we have plenty of time before we really start. Okay, I'm stopping the recording so no one